is your Judith Ripka sterling or 14 karat gold clad Sleeping Beauty turquoise cuff. And today only, it's available on 5 easy payments in the sterling silver of $39.60. And in the gold clad, it comes home on an easy pay of just $46.80. And if you know anything about the stone and how sought after it is, then you know this is an amazing value on its own. But when we incorporate Judith's signature touch, then it becomes even more a work of art, and one that I like to say does justice to a stone that is already radiant and beautiful. It's available in small, average, and large. Same price for all of the sizes. So on average, 6 3/4, 7 1/4, and 8 inch, and will come to you as a hinged cuff. But let's talk about the details here. What you are looking at, end caps of custom cut cabochons of Sleeping Beauty turquoise. And there's a reason why that turquoise has its own individual name. It's sourced, or was sourced, from Globe, Arizona at one mine and one mine alone. And why is it so highly treasured? Not because of how rare it is, but really because of how it looks. This radiant, gleaming slice of the southwestern sky finishes off what is on its own a beautiful work of art. We're going to take a look right now at where that gemstone is found, or at least was found, because fully 2 years have gone by since it was last produced. You see that mountain there and how it subtly resembles a woman sleeping on her side, hence the name Sleeping Beauty. Now originally that mine sourcing copper, I believe, and it was discovered to also produce this beautiful, see the sky above? Is also reflected in the stone, the Sleeping Beauty turquoise, but has become highly prized, not just because of its color, which it would be already, but it's highly prized because that mine has not been producing for 2 years. But Judith, herself a very, very passionate gem collector and worker of gemstones, has the goods and knows who to call, who managed to get their hands on this stone before the mine ceased production. Take a look at what she's done with it. She's celebrated it, because here on the ends, as we said, those cabochons of Sleeping Beauty turquoise wrapped in bars of sterling silver, and then that sterling silver continues to wrap in what we call the Southampton texture and berget angled all around that cuff. I always like to show you the inside and how Judith beautifully finishes off those cuffs, and there you see high polished open work on the interior, a kickstand hinge, is how it's all going to come together. There it is in the sterling silver. Now I'm going to take off the gold clad. We'll give you a closer look at that. And isn't it funny how that creates a completely different look, truly? Because when you take a color like this and you contrast it next to something else, sterling silver or gold, it takes on a completely different life. This, I think, is how you do a stone like this. You turn it into a celebration. And so you've paired Judith's signature hand and rich metalwork with that gemstone, and it all comes together to look like that. Or you could turn the cuff around completely and have just the Judith signature angle berget showing, although I gotta tell you, 99.9% of the time I think this is how you're wearing it. And do you see how those stones just hover there on the wrist? Can't say enough about the fit of Judith's cuffs and how they are perfectly ovaled, so that they hug the wrist and will not turn. See how it's oval just slightly and not perfectly round? And how thick that sterling silver is? So that's how it all comes together in something that just has clearly Judith's touch, right? When you look at this, there's no question that it is a Judith Ripka piece. But when you look at it, you go, I've never seen one like that before, because you haven't. In fact, there are only a couple of Sleeping Beauty turquoise pieces in Judith's entire assortment, and that's often the case with most designers because it's a gemstone that's so hard to get your hands on. Now, all that being said, the rarity of the stone, the thickness, the richness of the precious metal, the comfort of the fit, Judith's signature hand, every time I kind of name off each of these qualities, you would think the dollar signs start to increase. Take a look at your Easy Pay. The one that you're seeing on your screen right now in the gold clad comes home for $46.80. And the sterling silver comes home for $39 and change. It is brand new today, and it's truly a treasure. Not just because of the rarity of the stone, but because of the creation of the piece. Now what I also love though, because we're gonna see some really fabulous over-the-top pieces like the mother of pearl cuff that you see right there. And those gorgeous, radiant, but when you look at the today's special value, what do you kind of say to yourself? I could wear that every single day. It could become as much my signature piece as a tennis bracelet or a watch or a simple silver bangle, but it has something different, and it has the color and it has the gemstone. And I say this all the time when we talk about Sleeping Beauty. It doesn't matter if a mine is closed, if it's sourcing a stone that's boring. If a coal mine closes, you go, okay, well, we'll find it somewhere else. The difference here is the beauty of the stone. And that's really what sets it apart. So the fact that the mine isn't producing is kind of an added urgency, yes. But ultimately, that doesn't mean anything to me if I don't love the way it looks on the wrist. And I love the way that looks on the wrist. And could see myself wearing it so often. And that's important when you talk about value. Because if you're only going to wear this once or twice, I don't think that $198 is a good value. But if you're going to wear it 100 or 200 or 300 times, and then you look at the price, you go, it's a good value at twice that. It's a good value at the retail value. When you break it down into the today's special value, then you go, I got a winner. And I don't want to spoil too much by making you think that you're going to see a lot of the Sleeping Beauty turquoise, because unfortunately, the rarity of the stone suggests that only those who manage to get their hands on it early are the ones who are producing beautiful pieces like this. Now, we also have available for you, because I'm sure you saw them and you're wondering what the heck, look how fabulous these earrings are. Those are available as well in the sterling silver and the 14 karat gold. You see your information on the screen right there. I will tell you that the sterling silver option is $193. And the 14 karat yellow gold over sterling silver is $204. These are available in both pierced and clip design, but both of them are going to be this J hoop, so that it just wraps, in fact, I'm wearing them if you want to get a shot too, just wraps around the ear and gives you this beautiful subtle oak. Look how that cabochon is east-west set. It's genius. And then it's an omega back, which you'll see on almost all of Judith's earrings. And we love those because they give you extra security and also lift the earring up. That omega back kind of pushes a little bit on the back of your ear and lifts the earring up so that it covers the piercing. But this is what, I mean, I look down at the screen and I know what's coming. Pop of color. And that's what I love about this stone. And not every gemstone does that, right? Or it does it via faceting because it plays with the light. This just does it from color. And this is not treated. That's the way this stone looks when it comes out of Mother Earth. And that's the reason why we love this gemstone so much. And just enough of it, right? Be very tempting, if we could get our hands on bigger pieces of it, it would be very tempting to do a really big, bold piece, right? Because it's such a gorgeous stone, but I don't think you wear it that often, because you would only wear it when you want to wear that impactful, colorful piece that maybe matches what you're already wearing that day. This doesn't have to match anything. It just has to be something that you love. Let's give you a measurement here. So from top to bottom, it's just about 1/4 inch. This is one of your more petite pieces, but would also give you a sense of the size of those cabochons. And if you've been shopping Sleeping Beauty turquoise, then you already know to see anything larger than a chip of it is really exciting stuff because of the rarity of the piece. But when you see the angling right here will tell you how thick that sterling silver is, the weight of the piece, you'll feel it on the wrist. Couldn't be any easier to put on than with that kickstand right there, and then you just kind of wrap it around the wrist. And boy, oh boy, do I like 3 of them. Well, I like 12 of them, but I'll dial it back. And I do love, however, to be honest, the sterling silver and the gold paired together, if that is in your budget, or if you have some of Judith's already 14 karat gold clad, pair it with the sterling. And if you have some of the sterling, pair it with the gold. Or if you have bangles from other lines, or just costume pieces, layer them up. That's the look right now, but I will tell you, your eye's always going to be drawn back to the Sleeping Beauty turquoise, because that really is the scene stealer and the star of the show. I heard Antonella saying when we kicked this off at midnight, she goes, I wish we had a gram weight. And when she said that, I was watching the screen, I was nodding my head. I was going, yeah, I wish we had one too, because I can feel this. And I know that you're really going to be impressed. But if you already own Judith's pieces, then you already know. There's a substantial amount of sterling silver coming there. There's a substantial amount of sterling silver and gold if you're choosing the 14 karat gold clad. And clearly, a substantial amount of that Sleeping Beauty turquoise. And I keep calling that out for you because I know as you're looking at your screen and you're going $40 or $46 to get a designer Judith Ripka piece home, it's true, but it's one of those situations where we are so eager to get some of you maybe to give Judith a try if you haven't tried it before, or if you're one of the many callers that we've had in all of our Judith shows where we're preaching to the choir and you call in. I hope you're one of them who's going to call in during our show and tell us about how many pieces you've collected over the years and how you look at the program guide and you await those new shows coming from Judith because you know the goods are coming. Then this is really that reward and that thank you for those of you who are giving it a try for the very first time. Now, as you look at your screen, you see that order number kind of ticking up there. Over 1,230 orders have been placed today. And this, unfortunately, is not one of those pieces where if it sells out, we say, oh, we'll go back and get tons more. We'll go back and get more. There's plenty of the stone to be had. There's not plenty of the stone to be had. And so it's a sad but truth, but one that I know because I watched Judith at midnight, was very excited for her to see and for her to deliver here because she is very passionate about gemstones. And so to get her hands on an American stone that is hard to find, in quantities, and hard to find in quantities at this kind of a price is really exciting stuff. I often in my gold shows will talk about old gold prices because a lot of the times we'll offer pieces that we sourced before the price of gold went crazy. This is old turquoise pricing. And I never thought I would say that about turquoise, right? You think of it as a plentiful stone. And when we talk about Sleeping Beauty, that's not the case. And I know from working hand in hand with some of our designers that they're continually receiving bad news about the cost of turquoise, Sleeping Beauty in particular, because of its inaccessibility. And so to be able to see this at this kind of a value, to call it today's special value, is really very exciting. J318018 is your item number. Do remember that while we have both choices in the sterling silver and in the 14 karat gold, you do have the same price across the board. So if you're seeing the sterling silver, you want to lock in that easy pay of $39.60, that's going to be the same easy pay, whether we're talking about the sterling silver in the average, the small, the average, or the large, and $43 and change in the 14 karat gold clad, whether we're talking about the small, the average, or the large. If you're watching this for the first time, or you're watching us for the 101st time, and you've never placed an order with QVC before, this is a great way to give us a try because we have a little something we call Easy Pay. You give us a call at the number that you see on your screen, and when you do, our order entry operator will ask you if you want to break that into easy payments. If you say yes, then your card is only charged that initial easy pay of $39 or $46. And the shipping and handling and tax sliced up 5 different ways. This comes home in 7 to 10 days, even though you've only made that first payment. It's not a layaway. It's a get it now and make my payments. You've got 30 days to wear it, to look at it, in natural light, in your own home, on your own wrist. If you don't absolutely love it within those 30 days, we want you to send it back. No questions asked. And that's why we are proud of both the Easy Pay and the 30-day money-back guarantee. So an opportunity for you to add a designer jewelry piece to your collection, or pick up your first designer jewelry piece from Judith Ripka. But at the end of the day, that price will go up. That's why we call it today's special value. So there's a closer look at the cuffs. But since we have an opportunity, in fact, let me grab, actually, I'll just take it out of my ear because I don't have any in my tray. Since I think this is our presentation on the earrings as well, I do want to show you how this all comes together. So it's an Omega back. Couple things about the Omega back in Judith that I really appreciate. First of all, she gives us a nice long post, and then you'll hear that Omega back snap into place, so it's easy to put on and then stay on. That Omega back lifts the earring up, so that all you're ever going to see is that J-hoop go all the way around the ear. You see the information on your screen right there. And that east-west cabochon of Sleeping Beauty turquoise. I love when we show you tight shots of any gemstone, really. But in the turquoise, I love the tight shots because I go, see if you can find matrix. And what do I mean by that? See if you can find any of the black striations that you see in most of your turquoise. You're not going to find it if you look all day. Because Sleeping Beauty, by nature, has very little to no matrix, and what we source has 0. And the stones that you see are the color that they are coming out of the earth. And where? Globe, Arizona. There's only one place that it can be found. You'll see a picture of it right here. I love when we show you right where it's coming from. The stone sourced right here in America. There's the mountain that looks like a Sleeping Beauty on her side. And I haven't been to the mine, but I've visited Arizona often, and I tell you what, it's just like a breath of fresh air being out there in the open skies. And here's what Mother Earth gives us, those beautiful turquoise blue-green gemstones. But it's been, I think, since July of 2012 that they've been sourced because that mine is no longer in production. So it's kind of, it's a fun story that we tell you about it, but also to kind of underscore the point that you're looking at a beautiful gemstone that it's really, really hard to get your hands on. And so more and more designers are trying to affordably. It's hard to do so affordably. And Judith, because she has a little bit of pull in the jewelry industry, and QVC, because we have a great relationship with Judith, have given you today's special value. We're going to see it on the ladies again, and I think, actually I'm certain that we've never worked together before. I think it's Carissa
yes.
and Caitlin?
Yes.
Yeah, oh my gosh, I got it right. And I was told 3 hours ago. And if you know my short-term memory, you know that's really impressive. So I've forgotten everything else that I need to know in the show, but I remember the models' names. Good to see you and fun to work with you. And you'll see them, and I love how we show them style. I know earlier in the evening, we had a beautiful evening gown on, and that worked perfectly too. And now we're kind of dressed casual, right? I hope you wear this every single way. Dressy, casual, layered up, on its own, next to a timepiece. Do it, enjoy it, and if you don't, please send it back because we want to make sure that you love your purchase. Just let us know if you want the sterling silver, which, by the way, anytime you see sterling silver in Judith's pieces, they're also covered in white rhodium. That's why they're so radiant, because we pulled a member of the platinum family and put it on top of that sterling silver. And then in the 14 karat gold, that's a nice thick clad of 14 karat gold over the sterling silver, which needs virtually no maintenance and will always look as gold as it is right now. That's all you'll ever touch, see, or feel. Today's special value is the only one you've ever seen in Sleeping Beauty Turquoise from Judith Ripka, and it's at a great value and 5 easy payments. Just let us know if you want small, average, and large. And do you want the sterling silver or the 14 karat gold clad? That beautiful stone done right. J318018. Here's the information once again on